Chris Gardner was born on February 9, 1954 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. His childhood was filled with poverty, instability, and abuse. Growing up, he faced violence from his stepfather and constant uncertainty. But deep inside, Chris developed a quiet strength, the belief that life could be different. As a teenager, he sought small jobs around the city, driven by a desire to break free from his past. "I may not have much, but I have plans." Chris, would you like to share your thoughts with the class? Sure, I think if we just focus and work hard, we can understand anything. Education became Chris's anchor, a beacon promising a way out. Night after night, he would work on anything that could bring him closer to his aspirations. "One day they'll know my name. I'll make it happen." As a teenager, Chris dreamed of escaping poverty. He joined the U.S. Navy and served for 4 years, where he learned discipline and resilience. After leaving the Navy, he moved to San Francisco in search of better opportunities. In San Francisco, Chris landed a job at a technology startup, a place vibrant with ambition and innovation. "Hey Chris, we're pitching to a new client later today. Are you ready?" "Absolutely. I've been practicing all night." Despite challenges, Chris stayed late nights, often seeking advice from his friend Alex, a mentor and confidant. "You're doing great, Chris. Keep pushing and you'll get there." "Thanks, Alex. I just want to make sure I'm leaving a mark." Chris spent countless nights preparing for a presentation that could change everything. All right, one more time. This is it. In San Francisco, Chris worked various jobs, including as a medical equipment salesman. But money was always short and bills kept piling up. He became a husband and father, yet financial stress caused constant tension at home. Things got worse when his marriage fell apart. Chris found himself alone with his toddler son, Christopher Jr., with no savings, no stable income, and no place to live. Chris was one step away from the streets. "You look like you could use a warm meal. It's on the house, honey." "Thank you, really. My son and we're having a rough time." "Well, you just sit tight. I'll get you both something nice." At the shelter, Chris found a brief respite, a place where his son could sleep safely, even if just for a while. "We're all in the same boat here, Chris. It's tough, but there's hope. I just want to give my son a future, a real one. And you will. We just have to take it one day at a time." One day, walking down the street, Chris saw a man driving a red Ferrari. He stopped him and asked, "What do you do for a living?" The man replied, "I'm a stockbroker." That moment changed everything. Chris decided, "I will become a stockbroker." Without any degree or connections, Chris applied for brokerage training programs. Many doors slammed in his face, but he refused to give up. Finally, he secured an unpaid internship at Dean Witter Reynolds. It was a chance, but not a guarantee. Smith, Chris Smith, calling from Dean Witter. "I wanted to discuss some investment opportunities with you today." Each call was a step forward, every rejection a lesson. "Gotta admit, you never seem to slow down." "I can't afford to. My son's relying on me. I have to make this work." Balancing family and work was a tightrope he walked daily. "You're doing well, Chris. Keep this up. The offers will come." "Thanks, but I need them to come soon. My family can't wait forever." Encouragement was rare but always timely. "Yes, we got the account. You heard that right. I'll see you all tomorrow to finalize the paperwork." Persistence had finally started to pay off. There was still a long road ahead, but that night, hope burned a little brighter. Shortly after starting the internship, Chris lost what little stability he had. He and his son were evicted. They spent nights in homeless shelters, church basements, and sometimes even subway station bathrooms. Yet every morning, Chris put on his suit, went to work, and never let anyone know his struggle. "Hey Chris, up for lunch?" "Thanks, but I've got a lot to catch up on." "Rain check?" "Dad, can we get a place with a garden one day?" "We will, buddy. We'll have our garden. One day at a time." Despite exhaustion, Chris spent nights in the library, clinging to hope as his only beacon. One more page, just one more to go. And as the city comes to life, so too does Chris, fueled by an unwavering resolve to build the life they dream of. Chris made one promise to his son: "I will give you the life I never had." No matter how hungry, cold, or exhausted they were, Chris always kept his son safe. That promise fueled his unshakable determination. After work, Chris spent hours studying financial concepts and practicing cold calls. While others rested, he worked. While others gave up, he kept fighting. Success for him wasn't optional. It was survival. Hundreds of interns competed for just one full-time position. Chris knew failure meant going back to homelessness. Every day he gave 110%. He learned faster, worked harder, and made more calls than anyone else. His determination paid off. Chris was no longer an underdog, he was a leader. Chris's hard work and persistence brought him the stability he once could only dream of. Now he could focus on the future, one he carved with relentless perseverance and unyielding faith. You've come a long way, Chris. Remember, it's not just about where you are now, but where you're going. I couldn't have done it without your guidance. The next step is expanding into new projects. Chris's journey was an inspiration, showing everyone that hard work and dreams go hand in hand. All right, it's time to take this to the next level. Let's innovate and build something incredible. The future was vast, filled with opportunities that Chris had yet to explore. But with determination as his guide, he was unstoppable. Chris began closing deals, gaining attention for his relentless drive. People noticed his confidence, charm, and persistence. Slowly, he started standing out from the crowd. But life wasn't done testing him. One night, Chris and his son had nowhere to sleep. He locked the bathroom door in a subway station, hugging his son tightly on the cold floor. Tears rolled down his face, but he whispered, "This is not the end. We will rise." The dawn brought a quiet determination within Chris. He decided to face the new day with purpose. "So you're interested in working here, Chris?" "Yes, I am. I'm ready to start immediately." And as Chris searched for opportunities, a sense of hope lingered. For every step taken, a glimmer of possibility shone brighter. "Tomorrow is another chance to succeed, son. I promise." After 6 months of relentless effort, Chris's hard work paid off. He was offered a full-time position as a stockbroker. It was the first step toward freedom. With his new job, Chris finally had a steady income. He worked tirelessly, climbing the ranks in the world of finance. Every sacrifice, every sleepless night, every tear was now building the foundation of his success. So as you can see, the projections for the next quarter are looking very promising. Impressive, Chris. Your strategy is really paying off. To all the challenges that made us stronger and the future that awaits, here, you deserve it, Chris. And so, with each step, Chris found not just success, but the life he always dreamed of living. Years later, Chris founded his own brokerage firm, Gardner Rich & Co. He started with just $10,000 and turned it into millions. We've built something remarkable here, not just in numbers, but in dreams fulfilled. And the vision for the future, Chris? Where do we go from here? We aim for the stars with smarter investments and sustainable growth. The team we've assembled is the backbone of our expansion. None of this would have been possible without your support. Every challenge was a stepping stone, and every failure a lesson. We're proud of you, Chris. You've shown us what determination can achieve. In the end, Chris knew that wealth was not just in dollars, but in the lives he touched and the legacy he created. Here's to new horizons and never forgetting where we began. Chris Gardner's story caught the attention of the world. He became a motivational speaker, sharing his journey of faith, persistence, and hope. His memoir, The Pursuit of Happyness, became a best-selling book. In 2006, Will Smith starred in the film The Pursuit of Happyness, bringing Chris Gardner's story to millions of people worldwide. The movie became an instant classic, inspiring generations. Today, Chris Gardner uses his success to help others. He funds programs for homeless families and single parents, ensuring they have the opportunities he once fought for. Chris Gardner's journey proves one thing: you can lose everything, your job, your home, even your dignity. But if you refuse to quit, you'll rise. Don't ever let someone tell you you can't do something. You've got a dream, protect it. Remember, the only difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack in will. Chris's legacy is not just his success, but the success he inspires in others. Success is something you attract by the person you become. And so, The journey continues for Chris and for all who dare to dream.